here's the crazy part. With all this technology, we still got people shooting kids.
And with all this technology, we still can't control the gun violence in the United States. It's so out of control. I mean, you start, Alonzo, and I'll pick up, please.
I just think it's fucking crime that the people that run this country that supposed to look out for us are so in the pockets of the NRA. They won't do anything to curtail, slow down, detour, rectify any of the adjectives you want to apply to this right here. The use of AR-15s. AR-15s are definitely a military weapon. It's not used for hunting. Anybody say it is a goddamn lie. They just want to shoot because they're fun to shoot. And anybody that knows how those guns affect flesh, whether it be human flesh or animal flesh, know it's designed to explode upon impact, which means you ain't got much to work with as far as eating, but it tears your body up. And to know that multiple mass murders have been committed using the same weapon, and the Congress, all they do is thoughts and prayers. Let a son bitch run up in Congress to see what happens. I'm gonna give you thoughts and prayers. Let somebody up in Congress. Let somebody run up in Congress or the Senate.
Thought, and I hope you were praying.
Okay, well, this is my when somebody let somebody run up in Congress can see what happened. Check this out. This is a true story. Back in the 60s, I think it was 67, 68, Ronald Reagan was hosting an event for some teenagers, so some high school, some elementary school students on the grass of out front of the Sacramento Capitol. And the Black Panthers walked up there with a bunch of guns. But back then, in the 60s, prior to the 60s, in California, you could carry a shotgun or a rifle in your car.
Yes.
You could carry a shotgun.
You could open carry.
You could open carry a rifle or a shotgun.
It couldn't be concealed. It couldn't be concealed.
You couldn't consider it, but you could have an open carry shotgun or a rifle, and they knew their laws. And they marched their ass. The Black Panthers walked their ass up on Ronald Reagan, holding some kind of little event for some junior high school students, scared the shit out of them. That day, look it up. You think I'm lying? That day,
I'm gonna look it up.
They held an emergency meeting for the state senate and changed the gun laws that day. Why? Because they felt their asses was in jeopardy, and black folks knew their gun laws, and they couldn't stop them. But they damn sure made them do some thinking. And I hate to say it, until they feel the pain of what people are feeling, they ain't gonna do nothing. They got the money.
Absolutely.
Until they feel the pain. I don't want nobody to get shot. Trust me. God knows that's the last thing I'm saying. But I'm just saying, until they understand the fear of having somebody standing over you with a gun and that you don't know if you're gonna be the target or not, you'll never understand what these kids had to go through. I mean, and before, I'm gonna let you speak, but I gotta say this part right here.
Take your time, please.
I heard something today that just made me just think about this from another perspective. Parents lost kids lost lives, but the police that was on the scene, the firemen that was on the scene, to see these young kids' bodies mangled after these bullets were shot into their bodies. These little kids playing, having a good time, doing whatever kids do. And some asshole thought it was a good idea to come to a elementary school and just start killing kids, man. You know, and we hadn't buried all the people that they killed 2 weeks ago in New York. They still burying them people.
Yes,
okay. Buffalo, we still got people has to be buried in Buffalo. We still reeling from that situation where another asshole drove up 100 miles or 4 hours to Buffalo to a grocery store predominantly patronized by black people, old black people. And I saw the video. Somebody got me a copy of the video because they know I do these shows. And I swear, from the video angle, it looked like a video game. I thought it was a video game at first.
Mm-hmm.
He's driving and talking about. He got a GoPro on or something the whole time. He's driving. He parks the car and you see people start laying them down. You see them just start dropping. And at I thought it was a video game at first. That shit looked. We said, no, dude, this is the video from Homeboy after he shot these people, and he's original, and he's going to court and pled not guilty. That's a bad son bitch right there, boy. He pled not guilty.
Not guilty.
He pled not guilty
and recorded it. Wow.
Let me jump on that, because when that event was taking place, I was coming back to New York, and that's all that was on the news, driving back from Kansas City to New York, and listening to the conservative point of view that they said, oh, now the left is going to blame this on us, and the libs are going to come after us, and nobody had any remorse for the people who were killed. This white supremacist gunman at 18 years of age, because he's chronologically a man, but he's still a punk and a young coward. He walked in there and he told the white guy, oh no, I'm sorry, not you, and shot at the black people. And I said to myself, wow, this is where we are. And I said, we're really here. The last time something of that magnitude happened, when the white guy walked into the church and they brought him in and they prayed, and he pulled out the guns and he gunned people down while they were praying. So what does that say for this Judeo-Christian system in the United States? It says it's false. So when this other disturbed young man at 18 years of age who can't buy a drink, he can't go into a bar and pull out his wallet, show his license, and buy a drink. Not only is he so bombastic to shoot his paternal grandmother, take her car, wreck it, get out, cowardly run to the school, and you shoot 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds, and their teachers. Where in your mental state does that come from? Now the police are being criticized for people saying, go in there, run in there, run in there. This man has an AR-15, and some of those police officers knew that. They are not going to run up on an AR-15 with the weapons they had.
Right.
They don't. Police officers also want to go home at the end of the day. They don't want confrontation.
They don't get a hero pay.
There's no hero pay.
No hero pay.
They don't even get a hero sandwich.
Okay.
So they're not going to run in there. They're not going to do it.
So the choice becomes: do I go in here and save somebody else's kids, or not go home to mine? Think about that for a minute.
Right.
Do I join the news report?
Right. Do I become
as a
part
casualty?
of his body? Do I become part of this body count, or let him do whatever he's gonna do and hopefully he run out of bullets and we'll catch him in between the time he has to reload? So
what's so interesting is you brought up the cowardness of the Republican Congress in the Senate, the cowardness of those people who are Republicans in the Senate won't even pass background check reform to protect people, children, adults, young adults, teachers, and people like Ted Cruz, Mitch McConnell, and some of those other sycophants. The only way they wanted to storm the Capitol is when it was January 6th, and they felt they could stop an election. So here we are in our own dynamic, ladies and gentlemen. What to do? Because we don't want to sit there and say, let's promote violence. But I don't understand all the people of color who are shooting each other down in the street just to shoot each other down. And now we're talking about mass shootings of babies. And this isn't the first one.
No, it's not.
The first one happened in Connecticut. And I'm listening to the reports from those survivors, and they're not really survivors. Now all these people, the parents, the faculty, the other children, are living with PTSD. Because that's not normal. Any of those kids that were in that school building who had to jump out of a window and all hell That's burnt in their memory.
People don't understand the power of PTSD. Post-traumatic stress syndrome. I'm a victim. I suffer from PTSD, not from a shooting, from a vehicular. I literally have vehicular PTSD. Why? Because I was involved in a fatal car wreck. Somebody was in the car with me that died. I wasn't my fault. Somebody hit me. They were ejected from the car and they died. And dude, it's not a time I get in my car. I don't watch, look, peep, extra cautious. It's hard for me to ride in anybody's car, especially in the front seat, because usually the passengers are one that gets fucked up. So I realized that when I ride Uber, if I'm in the back, even if the driver is not is pretty an aggressive driver, I can tolerate a lot more from the back seat as opposed to the front seat. So this is a personal issue of mine. It's real hard for me to ride with people. I drive anywhere I go. I'm usually driving, and I was driving tonight at the accident, but I still trust my driving more so than anybody else. I know that may sound crazy to some of y'all, but this is how PTSD affects people.